Summary: The Golden Bachelor's Gerry Theresa and Theresa announced their divorce after just 3 months of marriage, breaking Bachelor Nation's heart, but their marriage may have been fake from the very beginning. Gerry, a 70-something widower who seemed to have given up on love after his wife of 40 years passed away suddenly, was cast as the Golden Bachelor on the long-anticipated reality TV dating series in 2023. While many were skeptical of the Golden Bachelor before its premiere, Bachelor Nation began to warm up to the idea of looking for love like the leads of the past. When he was introduced as the Golden Bachelor, Gerry's backstory was put on display and Bachelor Nation got to know him for who he was. While they didn't give the same courtesy to the women of the Golden Bachelor Season 1, it was clear that the show had the formula to be a massive success from the start. What wasn't certain, however, was whether the Bachelor formula would work with a cast of a mature age. Throughout the Golden Bachelor Season 1, Gerry got to know the women of his season in a more authentic way than most bachelors have gotten to know their contestants in the past. The pull of the Golden Bachelor for audiences was the level of authenticity that Gerry provided as the lead, which set up the contestants to be equally authentic. Rather than being young 20-somethings who are looking to build a life with someone, the cast of The Golden Bachelor were hoping to find love in their later years. This changed the way that they related to one another and talked to one another throughout the season. Though many of the elements of The Bachelor were baked into The Golden Bachelor, the series felt more whimsical and light in moments, but more serious in others. The success of the spin-off was nearly instantaneous, leading viewers to want to know everything they could find out about Gerry and the contestants. After making his final selection and choosing Theresa, the couple quickly announced that they would be getting married in a matter of weeks. Viewers were shocked at such a quick turnaround, but Gerry and Theresa reassured Bachelor Nation that their nuptials were moving quickly because of their age. They didn't want to waste any time, so they wanted to get married quickly. In the weeks leading up to the Golden Wedding special, Gerry and Theresa were active on social media, sharing their story and discussing their upcoming wedding. Bachelor Nation tuned in droves to watch Gerry and Theresa marry on live television. Things were still up in the air regarding their future, but Bachelor Nation felt a sense of completion after the wedding. Unfortunately, just 3 months later things came crashing down when the Golden couple announced their divorce. Bachelor Nation has been analyzing the entirety of the season, left wondering if anything they watched on The Golden Bachelor was actually real. Related 20 Best Reality TV Shows. Right now reality TV is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality TV shows to stream or watch right now. 10. Gerry's entire backstory was fabricated from the beginning. He wasn't being truthful about his past. Close from the very beginning of his time on The Golden Bachelor and before, Gerry was promoted as a widower, was looking for love, claiming he hadn't dated since his wife died. Gerry's backstory as a widower was a major part of the reason that Bachelor Nation found him so compelling in the beginning of his press tour. Sharing the dramatic story of his wife's passing, Gerry was openly emotional, which was different and interesting for Bachelor Nation to see after dealing with men in their 20s and 30s, who are not typically as emotionally vulnerable. Gerry made mention of the fact that he hadn't dated much since his wife died, and definitely not seriously. Unfortunately, after The Golden Bachelor began airing, it was revealed that Gerry's dating history had been a lie. Gerry had actually had a very serious, living girlfriend after his wife's passing, who released some troubling stories about her time with the Golden Bachelor. 9. Gerry Theresa's connection felt forced early on. She was given a push from production close. Throughout the Golden Bachelor, Gerry's connections were shown on screen with each passing episode, but some connections were valued more than others in the final edit of the episodes. While it was clear Gerry had a strong connection with Leslie Fima and Faith Martin from early on, his connection with Theresa was as low pushed to viewers who were excited to meet each woman. While Leslie and Faith had natural chemistry with Gerry, it felt like his relationship with Theresa was forced on viewers in some ways. Their connection was real, but it felt like they were being thrust upon the audience throughout their several dates on The Golden Bachelor. After the season ended, there was even more content pushed upon Bachelor Nation when Gerry and Theresa were gearing up for their wedding. It seemed like in the hopes of creating a fairy tale, the series was trying to make the couple's connection seem deeper than it actually was. 8. The Golden Bachelor purposefully saw Theresa in drama. She came out looking like the bigger person close. Whenever the Bachelor or the Bachelorette wants to position one of their contestants as a hero or a villain, they tend to put them into some unnecessary, manufactured drama in order to give them a story arc that viewers can follow. Many wondered how this would work for the Golden Bachelor, or if it would be a part of the series at all given the mature age of the contestants. Early on in the series, it appeared the women were going to be more interested in unity as a collective to support one another, but when Theresa got into some drama with Kathy Swartz during the season, she came out looking like the hero. This felt somewhat fake for the viewers, as the drama itself wasn't relevant to either woman's current romantic relationship with Gerry, but it allowed Bachelor Nation to see Theresa as the bigger person. 7. Gerry's emotional ride as the lead was consistently promoted. His authenticity was applauded by critics close. Throughout Bachelor history, the leads have struggled to find their emotional footing. Some leads appear too emotional, which makes them seem like they don't have a firm grasp on what's happening in the series. Others appear too unemotional, which ultimately can lead them to wind up alone without making any major connections. When Gerry was introduced, the fact that he was older and emotionally available was a benefit for Bachelor Nation. When the producers of The Golden Bachelor realized that viewers liked how emotionally open Gerry was, they began to promote his vulnerability online, praising him for the behavior. The fact that Gerry's fairly normal level of emotional intelligence had to be celebrated made some of Bachelor Nation wary about what was actually happening on the series, as opposed to what was promoted. 6. The Golden couple was never seen talking about their future. They weren't actually planning a life together close. While Gerry and Theresa knew that there would be hurdles in their future if they chose to wind up together, the couple were rarely seen talking about what a life together would be like on screen. Gerry and Theresa's relationship was predominantly spent on their luxurious Golden Bachelor dates, where they were able to get to know each other on a somewhat deeper level, but there was very little about their future discussed during their time together on the show. After Gerry proposed to Theresa and she accepted, the pair very quickly announced their impending nuptials, giving very little time to sort out what they would be doing in the future. With Gerry being from Indiana and Theresa being from New Jersey, there was a lot to discuss, but it was rarely brought up by the couple in public moments. 5. Gerry's relationship with Theresa was never shown to be deep. The couple connected on a surface, Bachelor level close during their Golden Bachelor run, Gerry and Theresa got to know each other on dates and in the moments between production setups, but by the time they got engaged, they knew very little about one another. In totality, The Bachelor typically only runs about 8 weeks, and most of that time is spent with the lead in relationships with several different women. The Golden Bachelor had an even shorter turnaround time, making it incredibly difficult for the couples to develop deep connections. While Gerry didn't appear to have a deep connection with anyone for a few weeks, it emerged that he was developing feelings for Theresa, Leslie, and Faith by the midway point of the season. Most felt that Gerry's connections with both Faith and Leslie were stronger than the connection he had with Theresa, which left them confounded when he chose her. For Gerry Theresa were pushed to get married on TV. They had to have a wedding spectacular. While it's obvious that Gerry and Theresa agreed to have their wedding on live TV, the fact that they were pushed to have their wedding so quickly after their engagement was an issue for many, including the couple's family. Gerry and Theresa chalked their quick wedding up to their age, explaining that they wanted to spend as much time together as possible, and while Bachelor Nation was somewhat wary of their response, they accepted it as true. After the live wedding special, which drew in a huge amount of viewers, many felt that Gerry and Theresa were going to finally get the chance to settle into their relationship. Unfortunately, Gerry and Theresa didn't manage to come to a compromise about where they wanted to live together, making some fans wonder if they ever actually planned to do so. Free Gerry's scandal didn't faze Theresa. Despite destroying his credibility, his lies created a difficult foundation. Close in the final stretch of The Golden Bachelor Season 1, it was revealed that Gerry's nice guy persona may have been more of an act than many were led to believe. One of Gerry's ex-girlfriends from after he was widowed reached out to the press, sharing that his behavior with her had been less than savory throughout their relationship. Alleging that Gerry had belittled her, treated her like she wasn't actually his girlfriend, and essentially pushed her out of the home he'd invited her to live in during a moment of crisis. After the reports came out and the press confirmed that they were able to verify Gerry's ex, who chose to remain anonymous, had actually lived in his home for a stretch of time, things got tricky for the Golden Bachelor star. After the finale aired, Theresa was asked about the allegations and she chose to stand by Gerry, unfazed. This made viewers question what was happening behind the scenes in their relationship. The Golden couple's reluctance to compromise makes everything seem fake. They committed to a marriage knowing they lived far apart. Close prior to announcing their split, Gerry and Theresa were being questioned incessantly about whether or not they planned to move in together now that they were married. Gerry was living in Indiana, while Theresa was still working full-time in New Jersey. While both have families, their children are grown, but Gerry's granddaughters are much older than Theresa's grandsons. The couple discussed needing to make a compromise during the press tour leading up to and after their marriage, but they hadn't made any decisions prior to the wedding, and afterward many were curious about how they'd compromise. After learning about the split, people felt their reluctance to compromise made their whole relationship seem staged and put upon. Despite saying they had intentions to do so, the lack of forward momentum was concerning to Bachelor Nation, who had supported them. The couple's divorce announcement felt robotic, unfeeling. They didn't seem sad to let each other go. Close during their announcement, Gerry and Theresa appeared together to make a public statement on ABC's Morning News to explain that they'd be going their separate ways. Despite both getting vaguely emotional, it felt like the couple didn't have much stake in their separation outside of wanting to get it over with. The announcement itself did stir up a few tears in Gerry, but the majority of it felt somewhat robotic and unfeeling. The couple's lack of emotional energy in their golden divorce announcement led many to revisit their time on The Golden Bachelor to see what they were like while falling in love, and during happier times. Noticing a pattern and sensing the couple continually lacked emotions, it felt obvious that their relationship could have been pushed by production, and the whole thing could have been fake all along. The Golden Bachelor is available to stream on Hulu. The Golden Bachelor: The Bachelor returns to TV with The Golden Bachelor, a romantic reality competition series created for ABC. The show will focus on an older generation of hopefuls, with one senior male hoping to court and win the heart of one of several older female contestants.